Hi, I'm Paul Faronbi, aka IncrediPaul, and welcome to 6 Minute Saturdays. It's a shorter form of the podcast where I dive deeper in specific leadership, business, and career topics. So today it's definitely going to be more focused on the leadership and career side. I'm also going to share some insights into my life over the last week as well. So I'm laughing because insights and my life the last week has been hectic is probably the best word for a lot of stuff going on, a lot of things happening. So, this is your first time listening to 6 Minute Saturdays. Where have you been? What have you been doing? No, seriously, welcome. Welcome. I appreciate you being here, but this will be more focused on the personal side than usual. So let me know your thoughts. And for those who have been listening or watching, really more watching for a while, like let me know if this is what you want, more personal side or more practical, like, hey, these are the stuff you can do. So if you didn't already know, I started a new job and had the opportunity to work in R&D, which is something I've been wanting to do in a while. I've in various roles, I've got a chance to work alongside R&D, but specifically in this role as a senior process engineer with Mars, working in R&D. So first off, I will say I'm just wrapping up week five, just wrapped up week five, and Mars has been better than I expected, which I do not say that lightly because I already had pretty high expectations for them. I've worked for really great companies. I worked for Nestle Purina. I've worked for General Mills, worked for Henkel, four different Fortune 500 companies, and then even go back to internships, Cargill, one of the largest private companies in the world. Mars is a private company. So I've seen a lot over the last 9+ years that I've been able to work. So the fact that it's gone better just speaks to not only the company, but to my manager. So one thing that I wanted to mention is that this past week, not this past week, the week before, they had did something that I've never seen done before. Maybe other companies have done it, but they were able to bring all of the people of R&D together and really focus on what like the strategies are going to be for the year, cascade down from what the global needs to US need to like what we're doing specifically in R&D. And with that, we really got to do a lot of team building, team bonding. And so that was really cool to see because a lot of people on my team are like located in the facilities or in the on site at the plant. So able to get everyone together and really focus on this, phenomenal, 10 out of 10. Other thing, which is development plans and all this stuff, is that I actually had a conversation with my manager about like what I was going to be doing next, which I'm not used to having that conversation sometimes ever, or definitely not in the first 5 weeks. Like I've just started role, and then she's already being intentional about what I'm doing next, and even taking into account like what I can do this year to get me to that next role. Which I know Mars is specific about that and talks about the next what you can do with your next move, all that stuff. So that has been phenomenal. So that is definitely more on the career side. Like if you're looking into Mars, have questions about Mars. I'm pretty new, but I know people who have been here for a while, as well as other people that I actually used to work with other companies came here before me. Strange turn events. I didn't know they were here, or I knew they were here, but they weren't the reason I came. So I can definitely, a variety of roles, if you're interested, definitely reach out to me. On the personal side, there's been a lot going on. So I shared a little bit on my story on Tuesday as far as like renting out my home. So the reason I'm renting it out is because the HOA done effed up. Like really, it's messed up what they did. In short, because I don't have time for it, they broke their bylaws and they were supposed to fully insure the property. But instead of doing that, they insure the property at 10% of its value. And because of that, is a huge liability. If anything was to happen, like natural disaster, it would not be covered basically. Well, if the whole property was to go away, which the chances are slim, but banks don't want to take that risk. And the only reason I found out about that is because someone else who was selling their property was under contract, and really leading up to the week that it was going to close, came back that they found this out in a policy, could not close. I have probably one of the best realtors anyone could have. They did their research, found out it was because of this policy, also found out that the only way to potentially rent out is for someone to buy the home cash. And on top of it all, because the HOA and the condo does not, and there's townhomes as well, does not want people, this place to just become an investment property haven, they have limits on how long you can rent it out to someone. So even if someone was to try and buy it, like rent it out, not the best option. They want more people there long term. So I think that's going to change through all of this. And there's definitely some legal aspects coming out of this. Hint, hint. I'll leave it at that. But with that, it has definitely stretched my leadership. That's probably the word for it. Stretched my leadership as far as like having the right communication with them, really making sure everything is documented in emails, asking questions. I won't lie and say that my first email I sent to them wasn't a little bit petty. Well, I just called out the stuff that they were doing. I didn't use any profane language. I called out exactly what they were doing. I didn't say it the nicest way, but I just got it all out there. So I'll say that wasn't probably the best approach, but some other people got some entertainment from it, which is probably, it was the main reason why I did it. But regardless of that, moving in the right direction. So it's already a longer than usual episode of this 6 minute Saturdays, but I just want anyone out there that's going through a difficult situation. I'm sure there's much more difficult situations than what I'm going through, or maybe it's not as difficult. Like, hang in there, like, reach out for help, take the time to figure out what is the right thing to do. What's the one thing you can do to make things better? I had it in my newsletter. Keep being incredible despite the circumstances.